All right, breaking news, Hamilton County in Noblesville, the White River that comes through town has been upgraded in its forecast. It was expected to hit 20 feet. It has already hit 20 feet and it is climbing quickly. National Weather Service, NOAA, now predicts the White River in downtown Noblesville to reach 23.5 feet. The record is 23.8 feet. So now you're basically grasping at straws here on how much rain and how much high water levels are going to be out there. So basically tying a record that technically peaks at about 2 a.m. But we do think we'll be close to 23 feet by about midnight and then 23, 24 feet throughout the night. At this point, NOAA says at 23 feet, quote, many evacuations are necessary. Our Samantha Johnson, she is in Noblesville trying to get us more information. This is a quick upgrade to the forecast. And so now Hamilton County is trying to figure out what all needs to be done. I'll give you a couple things from the National Weather Service for different height levels. At 21 feet, which we're just about to get, in western Noblesville, some of the high water will surround commercial properties of State Road 32. An evacuation of some residences on the west side will begin. Flooding begins in southwest Noblesville west of 3rd Street, and many sections of River Road in Hamilton County are going to be impassable. And we've had a lot of that already happen. A lot of roads are impassable. US 31 closed from basically Union Center there, basically the county line with Hamilton County to Tipton County, and then all the way north to Tipton. That is now closed. At 22 feet, major flood level Hamilton County, numerous evacuations are going to be occurring for Riverwood and Clare areas, and several flooding will be likely there along East 9th, 116th, 122nd, 126th, and 146th Street. Also, the high water treatment plant will be impacted there. But once you get to, I believe, at 23 feet, quote, the flooding of the commercial district on the south side of Noblesville begins. Extensive flooding continues along East 96th, 116th, 122nd, 122nd, 126th, 146th streets in Hamilton County. And quote, many evacuations are necessary. This flooding of southwest Noblesville west of 4th Street will also be there. And Noblesville wastewater treatment plant will likely be underwater at 23 feet. We're expecting to just barely go past 23 feet. And so that may cause a lot of issues as well. The flooding of the wastewater treatment plant in Noblesville. And then if you go any farther, you're going to start getting more flooding all the way to Strawtown, all the way to the west of 4th Street. And it looks like many residents just north and west of Noblesville will also have to have evacuation. So this is a developing situation. Upgrade in the forecast. Once again, it was up to 20 feet, which is already high, and we have flooding in Noblesville. But now we're expected to go up another 3.5 feet throughout the rest of the day. And right around midnight, we will make that peak. So that's going to be tonight, midnight. So really the 14th into the 15th for August. So this will be near a record. I want to show you how much rain has fallen. I'll put this to the side really quick. This map shows you how much rain has fallen just today. Now, once again, we've had a lot of rain out east for the start of the White River, and that's all flowing. The problem, though, is the forecast has been upgraded because we just saw a bunch of waterfall this morning in northern Hamilton County, so that's going right into the White River. We've actually seen a spike in the White River. Let's say the forecast was kind of go gradually up. It is spiking because we picked up nearly a half foot of rain on the northeast side of Hamilton County. Let's zoom into Hamilton County. Here we are. Here's Noblesville, and here's the White River in blue. It'll take a second for these to pop. So you're talking 3 to 6 inches up near Arcadia. This is State Road 19 up to Tipton. Lots of heavy rain, and White River is the one that this will all flow to, and that's what we're seeing. We're also seeing some more flooding along Fall Creek, and that has its own impacts. That starts more towards Pendleton and comes in, but the White River coming from Anderson, which we were peaking this morning at record levels there for Anderson, and all that water, that pre-existing water is flowing in. Then you add all this, that has caused the spike in the forecast. This map shows you basically our weekly rainfall that we've had. Look at these totals. Upwards of a foot, almost 1.5 feet in some spots. But a lot of this water is flowing into the White River. That's why we've seen it go up. Now we're seeing it start to go back down in places like Muncie. And we've seen it slowly go down in Anderson. So we've hit our peak, but that water now is traveling from Anderson. Basically, there's almost this gradual wave that's flowing down the river. It is entering Noblesville right now. We're already at 20 feet. We'll be at 23.5 feet for that forecast if that verifies. And we're watching it closely. Will it be upgraded from there or will it be downgraded? We'll let you know. Every 6 inches matters. Because if you think about it, even if you get a foot of extra water, there's so much more land that could possibly be flooded out away from the river. But all this is headed right towards the Noblesville area. Right now, we have spotty showers in Noblesville, which is good. The problem is the water that's coming in has already fallen. It's not really taking into account a couple of showers. This is not going to add anything more for us. We'll still have spotty showers throughout the day. But as we're evacuating, a lot of folks are going to have umbrellas and rain jackets because we still have the showers. But the rain is basically done for the flooding that's coming your way. We're going to have more updates here at noon. Samantha Johnson, she is in Noblesville gathering more information. This is a breaking situation, so we don't know all the details. All the evacuation orders in the streets that I listed, that is from NOAA. If you want to check it out for yourself, all you have to do is go to water.noaa, NOAA.gov. You'll get a map and you'll see a bullseye around Indiana for all these different alerts. If you zoom in, you're going to do it better at the desktop rather than your phone, but you could try it with your phone, so it's harder to do. If you're on a desktop computer, then you can zoom in and you can see different pinpoints for the river, the White River and Fall Creek, and a lot of other rivers across Indiana as well, not just White River. But for the White River specifically, you just click on these little colored icons and the colors respond to what the level of the flooding is. So if I back this up, I actually had it color coordinated. I know that's kind of tough to tell. It'll take a second. A lot of this rainfall data, it takes a second. There's so much data pulling in from the radar beam. All right, so the pink color is where you're at major flood stage, and we're now entering major flood stage. So you'll see these pink icons, you'll see red, you'll see yellow, you'll see orange, and there are different threat statuses, but we're gonna be in that pink for Noblesville. You click it, you can see the timeline. We'll have more of those updates coming in at noon. This is a breaking situation. We'll get the information to you as it comes in, but right now there are families having to be evacuated in the Noblesville area. To what extent, we don't know. We don't know all the plans. We're trying to get you that information, but please, if you get an evacuation order, please listen to the orders. They're doing it for your safety. You're going to have to seek some higher ground. Make sure you keep it here, keep it local. As always, we'll keep you advised.